This video is sponsored by Radisson Blue, Granite Studio.
Good morning, I'm Vidusha Agarwal and you're watching News Flash. Today is 21st March and we have a lineup of crucial stories touching every corner of the globe, from the latest developments in politics to groundbreaking advancements in technology. Afghanistan's schools reopened, but girls protested as they were once again barred from enrolling in secondary education for the third consecutive year. Irish PM Leo Varadkar announced his resignation from both his position as the country's leader and as head of the political party. His decision follows the defeat of two referendums strongly backed by the coalition government. China is gearing up to launch an international manhunt aimed at apprehending fugitive officials involved in corruption related to ambiguous Belt and Road Initiative, or also called BRI. PM Modi spoke with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, expressing India's support for Ukraine and pledging to actively advocate for peace amid Kyiv conflict with Russia. France's competition authority imposed a €250 million fine on Google, citing the US-based company's violation of a 2022 agreement. The agreement outlined terms of compensating media companies for online content reproduction. Jailed former PM Imran Khan of Pakistan petitioned to the Supreme Court requesting the formation of a judicial commission composed of serving judges to investigate the authenticity of last month's election, which were clouded by allegations of rigging. Vo Van Thong resigned from the presidency of Vietnam 1 year after his election. His resignation has been accepted by the Vietnamese Communist Party, citing violations of party rules and shortcomings, according to a government statement. Racist, xenophobic and religion-based hate crimes surged 32% in France last year, with a notable increase following the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza. In 2023, police recorded 8,500 crimes and misdemeanors linked to the ethnicity. Israel's military claimed that 90 Hamas gunmen were killed and 160 arrested during a raid on Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. Hamas refuted the claim, stating that those killed were wounded patients and displaced persons inside the hospital. PM Modi congratulated Vladimir Putin on his landslide victory in Russia's 2024 polls during a telephone conversation. Now, Modi also extended his best wishes for peace, progress and prosperity to the friendly people of Russia. Britain's annual inflation rate dropped more than expected in February as per official statistics released, sparking speculation that the Bank of England might consider lowering interest rates in the coming months. Inflation fell to 3.4% last month, marking its lowest level since September 2021, down from 4% in January. Russian President Vladimir Putin secured 72.3% of the votes at polling stations abroad in the March 15 to 17 election. If Putin completes his fifth term, he would become the longest-serving Russian leader since Catherine the Great, who ruled during the 18th century after leading Russia as president or prime minister since December 1999. India expressed criticism towards the UN Security Council model proposed by the Uniting for Consensus Group, which includes Pakistan. India emphasized the need for a UN 2.0 in the 21st century and argued that the proposal contradicts the majority-supported idea to expand both permanent and non-permanent seats of the Council. It's time for a break now. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
The ministry offices in Luton's Delhi, Hotel Janapath, as well as airport terminals. Granite Studio India, with its prestigious brands, rich experience, and the trust of our clients, can be your reliable partner. We are here for you, for innovating, processing, supplying, and executing in stone. Contact us today for our special sample kit.
Controversial immigration law that briefly went into effect in Texas has been temporarily frozen by the United States Court for Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. Judge presiding over the Georgia 2020 election interface case paved the way for Donald Trump and other defendants to appeal a decision permitting Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis to continue leading the prosecution. European Union tentatively agreed to extend trade support for Ukraine for another year. However, to address concerns from its own farmers, the agreement includes limits on imports of certain food products. Indian government urges non-resident Indians or NRIs to exercise their voting rights ahead of the 18th Lok Sabha elections set to commence on April 19 and results announced on June 4. UN Special Rapporteur on Myanmar warned on Wednesday that Myanmar's junta faces an existential threat and urged coordinated sanctions to end its nightmare rule. Amid mounting concerns over the mysterious deaths of Indian students in the United States, a 25-year-old man from Malkajgiri district in Telangana has been reported missing since March 7th. All 8 militants involved in the attack on Pakistan's Gwadar Port Authority complex in Balochistan province were killed, according to the Chief Minister Sarfaraz Bukti. The United Arab Emirates or UAE has expanded its visa exemption policy, granting nationals from an additional 87 countries entry without the need for a pre-entry visa. The UAE's Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that the citizens from 110 nations will now need to obtain a visa before arriving in the country. PM Modi's scheduled state visit to Bhutan has been postponed due to adverse weather conditions, as confirmed by the Ministry of External Affairs. The two sides are currently coordinating to determine new dates for the visit. PM Modi declared that New India refuses to tolerate terrorism and responds with full force. He emphasized everyone has witnessed the rising Bharat. This new Bharat doesn't tolerate terrorism. He further said that those who used to terrorize India are now nowhere to be found. Zomato CEO Deepinder Goyal announces the launch of a pure veg mode service catering exclusively to vegetarians, expanding the app's offerings to meet diverse dietary preferences. Former US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo stated that deepening trade relations with India would be a priority if Donald Trump is re-elected. He highlighted the collaborative efforts between India and the US during the first Trump administration. PM Modi reaffirmed India's support for dialogue and diplomacy in resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict during phone calls with Presidents Putin and Zelensky on Wednesday. Supreme Court Bar Association reported that a lawyer allegedly misbehaved with BJP national spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia, who is also an advocate in Gautam Budh Nagar district. Assam police reports that 2 senior ISIS leaders in India suspected of planning sabotage activities were arrested near the international border after crossing over from Bangladesh. PM Modi conveyed his wishes for a speedy recovery and good health to spiritual guru Satguru Jaggi Vasudev, who underwent emergency brain surgery on March 17 during a conversation on X, formerly known as Twitter. Government of India officially designated the Fact Check Unit FCU under the Press Information Bureau, also called PIB of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, as the official fact-checking unit of the central government. That's all for the headlines of the day. For more updates, download the app and keep watching Ritam.